Hello, are you able to hear me now? Shilpi, are you able to hear me now? Hello.
Yes, Venkat.
Okay. Shilpi, are you able to hear me? Okay. This session is exclusively for data analyst actually. It comes under like the data analytics. See, now there is a lot of demand for data analytics. See, this presentation is a little bit explains about how we want to grab the opportunities in data analyst side. Regarding a little bit about myself is like, I work in industry for almost last 25 years with as an academician as well as, software programmer to project management. See, now I realize a little bit, for last so many years I'm with the business intelligence, science programming, clinical trials, that area. Now, so what are the possibilities to get the opportunities in job? Immediately want to get a job. That's the concept behind it. See, when you see this little bit about this presentation, it's like almost like a 1 hour presentation. It will explain about like what exactly we want to explain and how we want to grab the opportunities. This is just like as a generalized process, a generalized approach to get these opportunities now. See, when you see this one data analytics, when you see this diagram, nowadays, like, of course, I'm going to record this session and I'm going to share it later also in our YouTube and other places. You can read it. This is the diagram is available in online also. The social media and the digital outreach. This is a very, very important. Nowadays, everybody goes to Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, etc. How we are collecting the data, first of all. Then data quality, like who is the target people, where we want to send it, all these things is required. And data integration and visualization. See, this is, we get a lot of data from so many places and we want to integrate the data and finally we want to make it. These are all comes under data analytics. So what type of software they are going to use it, that's the next different story. Here, when you see this diagram, because data is here, in a huge places, huge ways, you will get the data. And you want to analyze the data. That is for analysis. Once you analyze the data, then you have some idea about the data. Because, suppose for example, if you want to go with data analytics, why we want to go to data analytics, you need to collect the information. Then you need to analyze it, how we want to get the opportunities. Then depending upon that, you are going to take a decision. See, when you see this here is without analysis, nobody is going to take a wise decision. I'm talking about the word is wise. Okay, everybody is taking decisions, but we want to take a wise decision. Without analysis, nobody takes a wise decision. Analysis is the key for the success. So first of all, you need to analyze the data. You need to analyze the situations. That is the first step for your success. Okay, then go to the next step. Okay, what is required for data analyst? What is required means Excel is required, R project, Python, SAS analytics, SDLC, version control systems. See, these are all things is required to become like a data analyst. The next level is again you need to think about it. Suppose if you are starting our career with the data analyst, what is next step? After 5 years, what do we need to do? Then you need to think about like a data scientist. That has tremendous demand. You won't believe that in 2000s, 6 GB hard drive is 6 GB hard drive computer laptop has a big use. But now we have like a 2 TB of data is there itself is going to fill within 1 or 2 months. Because the data is huge. We want to analyze it. So for that case, Excel is required. Or suppose all these positions requires all these things? No. Some positions they require Excel and R. Some positions they require Excel and Python. Some required with Excel, R and SAS analytics. Something like, but SDLC and version control is mandatory for every project, every job. So you make sure that certain things is required for this position, certain things is not required. But we are going to provide a curriculum. That curriculum is going to fit for your job requirement and job needs. So when you see this, what we are going to provide you from real-time situation, sample project, resume preparation, and mock interviews. In this resume preparation, I'm telling you like, I'm going to provide you like one project. That project contains 256,000 records, 256,000 records in CSV file. Analyze that one. But what you did it in that project, put in your resume. That's where you can support your resume perfectly. Now that I saw a lot of people resumes like 7 years, 8 years, 9 years of experiences, they are unable to support their resume in a proper way. That is the biggest problem. And also, of course, mock interviews. These are all things, when you go back to here, these are all the skills is required: Excel, R, Python, analytics, SAS analytics, and SDLC, version control systems. When you go through all these things, next is real-time situations. These are all required. This is we are going to provide it. Next one is how is the classes are. Like it's a 80 hours classes. It contains almost close to 2 months of time. These all classes are like weekdays and weekend classes. That means every day you have a class for sure. Except Friday, every day you have a class. That's the way you're continuously learning the subject. The problem is with, I know a lot of people with so many years, they are with the family background, family responsibilities, so many visa constraints, a lot of things. If they want to enter into the job market, their learning curve is, as a student, your learning curve is smoothly like this. Suppose if you are taking a break, your learning curve comes to zero. For sure, 4 or 5 years you are in family responsibilities, zero. Again, if you want to increase this curve up to this level, it's not that much easy. Lot of commitment is required, lot of efforts is required. So further case, yes, every day you have a class except Friday. That too, Saturday and Sunday classes are 9 o'clock to 1 o'clock. You can join either come down personally or you can join with like this WebEx or this is Zoom meetings, and WebEx is also there, both whatever it is. And the next one is like Saturday and remaining days, Monday to Thursday, we have a class only on weekend, when night time, 9 o'clock to 10 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. That's only in online classes. You can join. That's why every day you have a touch with the subject. Why you are not taking the classes on Friday is, Saturday is my classes. I am giving a lot of homework and you need to complete the task. That's the reason this Friday is a holiday. Friday is no class for this. And next, so this is like, regarding my experience, you can see any other places, just to type it to Venkat, you will find a lot of information about me, and a couple of TV interviews are also there. Better to go and watch them. And better to decide like a right faculty is used, right? Because people coming from graduates from IITs or IIMs, they are not able to bother about the job. Their jobs are ready because of the institute. Suppose somebody got a job in some graduation in some college, they are struggling to get even interview also. Here the most important part is the institute or a right faculty. That's the most important part, because then only it is going to change your attitude first. So make sure that that is one thing you need to clear up those things. And next one is our approach is no one left behind our policy. If you go to MIT or a Princeton University, their approach is like they're all using softwares for sure. No one left behind is our policy. So every student should be certain level. That's our approach. So that's the reason we are keep on giving the exercises, we are keep on talking to the people, we are keep on conducting the interviews, etc., etc. Up to, again, I'm telling you, up to interview level, I am giving the assurance. Up to interview level. Suppose in interview, if you are not able to perform well, I cannot do anything. Because a lot of times people are asking about like, Venkat, we want 100% job guarantee. No, I'm not going to give the 100% job guarantee in any point of time, but I can give the assurance with 100% with definitely will get an interviews for sure. Once you got an interview, if you are not performing well, I cannot do anything. That's the pretty much is very straightforward and clearly explaining these things. Now, here the project is like this, getting job is influenced with so many factors. Getting job is influenced with so many factors. The first factor is your visa constraint. Second factor is with your subject knowledge. Third one is your communication. The most important thing is timing. Suppose you have extraordinary all these things, but the timing is not good. No, because a person having with a citizenship, extraordinary skills, everything, but if you are pushing a resume after Thanksgiving, November 26th onwards, definitely he won't get a call for sure because of timing. So make sure that you need to decide now. Now means this is September. If you are working hard for September and October, 2 months, I mean November 1st. November 1st onwards, market is very slow. There is no recruitments, very few recruitments, very poor projects. So peacefully you can practice like, November and December also. January first week, yes, market will pick up definitely. So then you can ready to jump into the market. So that's why you have like, if you are starting now, you have like a 4 months of solid time to practice everything without having any tensions. Otherwise, what happened? Every day you are pushing the resume, you are expecting some phone calls, you are doing something, finally nothing is going to materialize. So once you are working hard for these 4 months, solid 4 months now, definitely you will get a job. And a lot of times people are asking me, hey, what you guys are going to teach in this 80 hours or 60 hours? Frankly speaking, if you go to Oracle Institute, SAS Institute, Microsoft, any big companies, their training sessions are just 3 days or 2 days. Just 3 days. What they are going to teach in 3 days? Yes, they are not going to teach anything, I'm sure. But they are going to teach how to use the help files, how to use the documentation, how to open your SAS sessions, how to close the session. These are all things they are going to explain it. Depending upon that, you need to practice. That's what it is. We are going to help you. See, our approach is like, we are not going to give you a fish. We are going to teach how to catch a fish. How to catch a fish. So that is the reason. So first you should know how to use the documentation. Today we have like a time, you are learning the things, you are paying fee and you are learning all these things. After 10 years, the software is gone. What do you need to do? Again, you need to go to the training. Is it possible? No. You should know how to use the documentation. That's the most important part. Then after that, understanding the requirements. That's another thing. Converting the requirements, business requirements to technical side, technical specifications. That is the second part. Once the technical specification is done, that is nothing but SDLC, software development life cycle, gathering the requirements, converting into business side, then converting into technical side. Then we are writing a programming, testing, debugging, all this is a cycle. So those are all things is required. Then after that, say version control systems. When you are going to the work, software is not like a one-person job. It's like a 10 or 15 people, or even sometimes minimum 5 people in a group. They are writing all the programs. They are going to test it, how they want to do this. But that case, my program, I spent a lot of time writing my program. When somebody is going to mess up the whole program, the whole project is screwed up. So that's the reason I need to maintain the different versions, version 1, version 2, version 3, version 4, etc. Because the version 2 is not working, then I have a backup of version 1. How you want to do this? If you have only 4 programs or 5 programs, we can do it manually also, it's not an issue. But whereas when you are going to the work, the thousands of programs are there itself, how you want to do this. For that case, there are certain softwares are there. Those softwares are version control systems or revision control system. For that case, you need to check out and check in the programs, etc. Everything that is required. And of course, mandatory Excel is MS Office is required, Acrobat is required. These are all the things. Once you have a good knowledge, comfortable knowledge, then you are able to get a job. Otherwise, frankly speaking, it's very, very really tough. Because I don't want to price you in the day one itself, because these are all the things required. Now you can see the market situation is coming down all the time. Because automation, once automation came into the picture, you won't believe that millions of people lost their jobs. According to present surveys, testing jobs are all gone within a couple of years because of only automation. Previously, manual testers are there. Now there is no manual testing business. Next one is with C, Java, SQL. These are all required because there is, even though very few less jobs for C, but if you want to learn some latest technologies, that fundamental knowledge is required. That is the reason a lot of times when I'm asking a person, my first question is, what is your bachelor's? Your bachelor's belongs to computer side, then it should be good enough. Suppose your bachelor's is not belongs to computer side, you need to work hard. I know a couple of people with public administration from Hyderabad. She got a job. Next day she asking about Venkat, what is numerator and what is denominator? That's a nightmare for me. So that is the reason you need to work hard. Then I explained about A by B. A is numerator and B is denominator. That's why I need to explain them. So she is surveying a project for last 8 years. It's not a problem. Because here education plays an important role and one step ahead compared to other people. But all these things, your hard work is required and strong commitment to get the opportunity is required. If we have those type of things, yes, definitely we are the right persons to explain all these things. So my approach is like no one left behind our policy. I'm encouraging people to get the certifications. Get the certification first. That means your skills are tested by some X and they are giving a certificate. That's one thing is. And the second thing is like once you have a certification, the chances are pretty much very high. Like getting an interview, not a job. I'm telling you again, not getting a job, getting an interview. You are a SaaS certified professional or Microsoft certified or Scrum Master certification. Yes, definitely you are going to get an interview. In interview also, you need to speak out. You need to speak the opportunity. You need to take the opportunity. Then only you are able to get the opportunities. Okay. Can you mute all of you? Next. Now, why we need to learn data analyst? Next 20 years, you won't believe that 3 areas are excellent demand. Those are all security and ethical hacking, cloud computing and VMware analytics. Say security and ethical hacking has tremendous demand. Even you won't believe that when you are traveling in US Route 1 somewhere else, there are like 1 million jobs are available in security and ethical hacking side. But where we are, when you see this list, all are Indians here. See, Indians are going to get a security and ethical hacking job. It's really tough. And cloud computing and VMware. You have a tremendous programming knowledge, like a scripting language, then it's okay. Then you can jump into cloud computing and VMware side. But unfortunately, we don't have that much of tremendous, programming skills. So for that case, what we need to do? Our next option is analytics. Analytics is like a broad. It's not like a single word. Analyzing the data. Analyzing the data means where the data is coming from. Data is stored in a databases. So you should know about little bit about the databases, how you are communicating with the databases, how you are communicating with the databases. For that case, SQL is required. Once data is there, you are crunching the data, you are massaging the data, and finally you want to present it. In presentation, how? Sometimes we need to do it in bar diagram, pie diagrams. Sometimes you want to do it in PowerPoint presentations. That's the reason MS Office is required. How to create these pie diagram or bar diagrams or polygons, etc. Everything. For that case, a statistical knowledge is required. That means you don't worry about statistics part. There are certain softwares is available to create all these things, all these diagrams. So that part is, yes, comfortably. Now I am working on that area. Now next. So these 3 areas are tremendous demand. We are focused on certain things like data analytics, just clinical, particularly for pharmacy and some life sciences background people is best for clinical side. And of course, other people with the financial background, business intelligence, R and Python. Because I am not going to teach Excel for sure. Because Excel is just to go to the library, grab a couple of CDs in a library, then you can play in your home, you can learn SQL. Otherwise, you can go to YouTube, you will find so many and Excel tutors are there itself. But I'm telling you again, you have a strong commitment to enter into that area. I know nowadays when you open the positions, you will find so many positions with data analyst side. No. See, data analyst training, what is big today may not be big for tomorrow. Think about it. What is big today may not be big for tomorrow. So that indicates like data is become like a big vast, coming back. Think about it. 2000 to 2015, how the data is. 5 years back, how data is. Now it is. When you open your smartphones, every day you are getting hundreds of images from WhatsApp you are sharing in your phone. So that is what is big for today may not be big for tomorrow. Now, see, more data may lead to more accurate analysis. See, more data may lead to more accurate analysis. More accurate analysis may lead to more confident decisions. Suppose if you want to enter into the job market, talk to the more people. Because if you are talking to 100 people and get the information, then after that, if you are talking to 200 people, you are getting a more confident decisions. Better decisions can mean greater operational efficiencies, cost reductions, and reduced risk. See, this is for analysts. We have too much of data, and the data is converts into different manner. First of all, if you have like only 2 records, you cannot say this. Because if you have like 2,000 records, yes, the data is a little bit better. That is the reason when we are giving some work, real-time situations, I am providing an Excel sheet contains 7,000 records, not like 2 or 3 records, 7,800 records. That Excel file you need to work on this analysis side. And the second thing is like I am providing another file like 256,000 records of Excel file that you need to analyze it. Because you need to understand the more data that leads to more accurate analysis. That's important. And more accurate analysis that gives like more confident decision making. Better decisions can mean greater operational efficiencies and cost reductions and reduced risk. This is the important part. I want to make it very clear on that side. Lot of times just taking 1 or 2 people decisions or opinions, don't take the decision. And the next one is like in government, in the US, job opportunity in government, 2012, Obama administration announced the data analytics research and development initiative, 84 different area programs spread across 6 departments. So there is a lot of analysis projects are going on in government sector also, Washington DC area also. Now, private sector, you won't believe that. This is the fact. Walmart handles more than 1 million customer transactions, not every day, every hour, which is imported into databases, estimated to contain of more than 2.5 pegabytes of data. That's the reason they are going to analyze it. Because how many products are there, which product has demand, which product is not demand, people who want this product, what are other products. Lot of analysis is going on with Walmart. Facebook handles 40 billion photos from its user base. 40 billion photos. Falcon Credit Union Fraud Detection System protects 2.4 billion active accounts worldwide. Can you believe it? This is like data. Now we want to analyze the data like this. Whether it's a big company or small company, doesn't matter. Science. Large Simple Survey Telescope will generate 140 terabytes of data in every 5 days in science side. So that means if you are interested in government sector, yes, concentrate on this side. Department, how this is data analysis is useful for here. And private sector like this. And next one is science. Science, if you are a science background or something interested like this. Medical computation like decoding of human genome. Now that because genome technology, everybody knows it. Every human has a unique genome, like 1110000 something like that. If you identify that pattern, you can identify when this person is going to become like a diabetic, when this person is going to become like other things, etc. Everything they are going to identify. Nowadays, everybody is going to crack that genome coding part. Definitely, will get a Nobel Prize. Unfortunately, it's really tough to crack those things. Because sometimes I'm working with these JNTU cognitive people. They provide some data. I'm able to understand it because I'm not a science person. I'm a mathematics person. So, but whereas I try to decode according to their rules, but it doesn't work. It's not an easy task. So that type of projects is still going on this. These are all examples in science side. Next, what is analytics? Analytics means converting of huge data into meaningful information. See, we have so much of data is available. It's best, simply sitting in the. That's the reason I'm telling you. A lot of times people are go to Google and this paper seems to be good. Download it. Finally, your computer is like a trash can. We are not going to use it. That's the reason. Whatever is required, what is meaningful for us, we want to take only certain things. That is the reason when we are providing the material to you, we are providing a lot of information. But clearly, I am specifying: read only these 3 things or 4 things. Read it. Remaining things is for your reference purpose only, not for reading purpose. When you need it, yes, you need to refer those things. On that time, Venkat, I want this. It's not possible. So that's the reason we are providing all the information day one itself. But we are clearly specifying what is required for you to read those things to crack the interviews and learn the subject. So analytics means converting the huge data into meaningful information. How to convert this data into information? That is the challenging part. That's the reason. Okay, go further. Just I'm going to check with a couple of websites. See, yesterday night I checked with these websites. Dice.com. Total 92,625 technical jobs. Out of those, data analyst, just to type with data analyst, you will find 36,465 jobs. So data analyst means some positions require Excel and R. Some positions require Excel and Python. Some positions require Excel and SAS. Some positions require other things. I'm telling you. So 95% of the jobs out of these 4 skills, yes, definitely 3 skills is required for that. Monster, they don't provide exact number, but they mention 1,000 plus jobs found. Indeed.com, I don't know exact how many total positions, but data analyst I typed 83,144 jobs as of September 14th, 2017. See, check with these numbers. Probably 1 or 2 numbers may be different because this yesterday and today is may be different. Check with these numbers. So that has demand, data analyst has demand. There are plenty of jobs. That too, make sure that don't put too much of experience. It's really tough to support yourself. A lot of times, we are data analyst means you need to have a passion to analyze the data. That means we are going to the hotel. How the hotel wants to make a profit. Just a simple example I am telling you. If a hotel is making sweets, each sweets for making cost is $5. Their profit is only $1. They're making 100 sweets. Their operating cost is, manufacturing cost is $4, $5 they're selling, $1 is profit. So 100 multiplied into $400 is their expenditure. If they are selling all those things, they will get 100. For example, they sold only 90. What happened? 90 means they are getting 360 and their operating cost is like $440 loss. So you need to identify how you want to increase the profits in a hotel industry. So they want to minimize the wastage. They want to minimize the wastage. That is the industry is looking for. And coming to go to the hospitals, which hospital is the best hospital? Which hospital has minimum average bed time of a patient? Then I am going to consider that is the best hospital. Minimum average bed time of a patient. That is the best hospital. If you go to airlines industries, if I want to go to India, I am going to consider about, I don't want to go to here to here and across all the countries, probably maybe $200 less for 36 hours. No. Definitely I want to go with the airlines, which goes to 16 hours or 17 hours that should be in India. Because airlines is things about they want to transport maximum number of people with the minimum time or minimum cost. That is the factor behind it is. See, these are all as a data analyst, you need to give a solution. You need to give first of all, identifying the problem, then you need to give a solution. That's important. And quality, for example, General Electric. Suppose if you buy a General Electric product, what are the chances of failing that product? 0.00001. Why? Because their quality chart is pretty much standard. Their product is in this level. So every product should like this, within the upper control limit, lower control limit. The product should be. Suppose the product goes outside these limits or below this limit. What happened? They don't want to push that product into market. They know that the product has some problem. So that's the reason if we buy a product from Sony or if we buy a product from General Electric, GE, we are happy with that because their quality systems are perfect. How they are going to maintain the quality. Again, statistics comes into the picture. Again, Sheward control chart. Control chart is conceived and devised by the Sheward. It is a simple pictorial device for detecting unnatural patterns of variations of data. Why I am telling all these definitions upfront is, tomorrow when you are going to the interview, people are asking, people are testing whether your brain is working or not. They don't care about your subject because they are able to teach you for sure. But you need to prove that, yes, my brain is working. I am ready to learn the new things. Then only it is going to be happen. Because yesterday also I spoke to a lot of people. I am asking very simple questions like, what is function? They don't have a perfect answer with that. Function is a mathematics graduate starting with intermediate. First function. Function always returns a value. Y is equal to f of x. Y is equal to f of x means y is equal to some 4x plus 5. If x is equal to 1, y value changes. That means always it changes. The function always returns a value. The basic things they are going to violate it. That is the problem. That is the reason we are going to explain them with the basics. That basics helps for a lot of other things. Okay, so this is the job market. Opportunities are there. Market is good for data analyst. What is required? Required is we want to learn data analysis process. Pose a question, triangulate the data, draw conclusions, and or make predictions. Predictive analytics. Boom! You won't believe that how demand is for predictive analytics. Predictive analytics means everybody wants to jump into predictive analytics area. But the problem is they should know about regression analysis. What is meant by regression? Regression means they don't know what is regression. Regression is the word came from the Greek. What is regress? The regress means the tendency of going back. Correlation is relationship between two variables. But suppose, for example, relationship between two variables means there is relationship between hypertension and blood pressure. Correct. But hypertension is dependent on blood pressure or blood pressure is dependent on hypertension. That you need to identify. That is there is a relationship between North Korea is firing the missiles and the stock market. Which one is influenced? According to correlation, yes, there is a relationship between these two. But which one is influenced more? This the stock market is gone down. Korea is going to test missiles? No. This stock market is dependent on the situation. So y is equal to mx plus c. Which variable is dependent on other variable? That's where the predictive analytics comes into the picture. That means Riemann modeling is required. Just simply learning C or C++ or something like that, it's really tough to get a job. I'm telling you frankly speaking. In 10 years back, if you want to buy a Bajaj Chetak scooter in India, you need to wait for at least 6 months because of the demand. 2 years back, they stopped the whole production of Chetak scooters because 10 years back the product has extraordinary demand. Now there is no demand. The same thing here also. Same thing here also. But Bajaj is making all these other motorbikes. That experience, that knowledge helps to provide better product. That's what I'm telling you. Better to learn C++. That's good, I'm sure. That knowledge helps you to grab advanced skills. Directly we want to jump into the advanced skill, it's not possible. The basic fundamental knowledge is required. Nowadays, people, I'm testing the people with basic knowledge, where they are going to fit it. Suppose if you don't have it, don't worry about it. Hard work replaces your intelligence for sure. So hard work, better to spend some time. Suppose if I'm a dumb student, I can read 5 times. You are an intelligent student, you can read 1 time. But 1 or 5 times is required for sure. So that hard work replaces your intelligence for sure. So make sure that hard work, depending upon, we cannot change it. Suppose if I did mathematics long time back, if I want to make it computer science in my degree, is it possible? No, it's not possible. But I can change my attitude. That is important. Here, attitude is like a flat tire. So just remove your attitude. If you want to go further, change your tire. Same thing here also. If you want to get an opportunity in future, change your attitude. How I want to get it. So these are all the things. I have a strong evidences for this. Better to go to any website, check with all these things, because that's the reason I'm telling you. More data that gives more confident decision. That's the reason I went to dice.com and indeed.com, other websites, check with all those things. I put in numbers also. Numbers also. That will help you to take a better decision. And of course, complete analysis, configure student data using Python or project SAS libraries, because we have a solid data. Solid data means like 7,000 records or 6,000 records or 256,000 records. Using the analysis, how we want to do the analysis? How we want to do the analysis? That analysis is, I'm going to help you to prepare some specifications. Hey, this type of analysis I want it. But how you want to do this? Using with Python, using with R, using with SAS. Do the same analysis with 3 different softwares. Analyze those things. Compare those results. That way you will get more accustomed with how we want to test it. For example, if you want to do these things, your first step is how to grab the requirements. The first step is then converting into technical side, business analyst position. Nowadays, we are talking about DevOps position. DevOps means a quality assurance QA person and development guy and developer, programmer. 3 positions, they are gone merged into 1 position. That means 3 positions are there. Now there are only 1 person. He is managing all these things. So that is the situation. Jobs are going down. If we have even yesterday or day before yesterday, I saw that some newspapers, a lot of people are losing jobs because of some skills. Better to get more skills. This side. That also, if you want to get more skills like VMware or securities or analytics, that left to your choice. But I am working on analytics side. That's what I want to make it very clear on that side. Now, what we are going to teach our syllabus? Say Excel. Generally, we are not going to teach Excel for sure. Create flexible data aggregations using pivot tables. In Excel, go to how to create pivot tables in Excel. Just then after that, represent data visually using pivot tables. With pivot table, you can check with I want whole information about male, female, different age groups, etc., everything. The charts are keep on changing. Dynamically, it is changing like this. Calculate margins and other common ratios using calculations on pivot tables. Suppose, for example, I know the website. They provide all these mortgage loans, calculators, etc., everything. They put everything. So that type of pivot tables you need to calculate it. Filter the data using the slice, etc. in pivot tables. See, these are all the reports, aggregate reports using formula-based techniques. Generally, we are not going to teach all those things. That is for self-study. Excel is self-study. That's what I told you, we are not going to give a fish. We are going to teach how to catch a fish. So better to learn by your own with Excel. Next, R project. Yes, we are going to teach this R project for all these things. How we want to, first of all, from starting itself, how we want to write a program in R and how we want to make R into more effective data analysis. That's the reason I'm telling you. First of all, you should know about the data. You need to understand the data. Then only you can use in efficient manner. If you know where is the brake and where is the accelerator, then you can effectively drive your car. Otherwise, no. Same thing, first of all, what is required for data analysis? In this data analysis, if you're understanding the importance and effectiveness of data analysis, then think about it. All the banks, their business is same. Just collecting the deposits from the customers, giving the loans. That is their business. But all these banks are using the same software? No. First of all, you need to know about data analytics, data analysis. You can do it either R or Python or SAS or some other part, it doesn't matter. So first concentrate on that side. Then we are helping you to install the software and configure the software for your statistical programming environment. That's one thing. Then of course we are going to provide a lot of information, lot of like practical real-time situations for computing, because I for last 20 years, majority like 16, 70 years I use SAS software. Sometimes I'm used with R also. Sometimes business objects like a reporting side. Sometimes other softwares. With majority, why I am moving towards this direction is, you need to understand, if I want to reach that place, I go straight. If I'm going straight, what happens if the door is there or a wall is there, I need to take the direction. Same thing I did it right now. Because I explained about all these things, because a lot of these jobs are moving towards offshore. That is another problem is there. But here is not like that. This is the analytics. Analytics is 100% here. The jobs are here only, in US only. Definitely these jobs are not going to migrate to any other place, because one person is required for sure. So that is the situation now. So this is R we are going to teach. And the next one is like Python. That also we are going to teach Python from basics itself, very basics itself Python. R and Python both are like open source. You can download it. Of course, we are helping you to download all these things. That's not a problem. The next one is like SAS analytics. Here, like previously we are teaching SAS with a lot of advanced stuff. Now, no. We are going with like how to import and export our data files, manipulate and transform the data, combining SAS data sets, create basic and summary reports using SAS procedures, identify the correct data, that's very important, and logical errors, building dashboard applications. See, please understand, building dashboard applications, that also we are going to teach. Next one is like, see, this is a dashboard application. See, this dashboard application done by using with the Excel. Using a Excel, product metrics dashboard, say revenue breakdown, time to market, say product revenue. So this is where, different colors have different things, January, February, March, etc. So this is a product metrics dashboard. This is product data. When you click this product data, there is a big Excel file is there. And when you want to change data here itself, we are changing here, automatically the numbers are all changes. That is known as dashboard application. So this is a simple example, dashboard. You need to create one dashboard application. And next, say like this. This is available in SAS website also. See, when you see this tele-sales dashboard, shows variety of indicators, call wait time, call duration, abandoned calls, call volume, order volume, sales representative initialization, etc. Everything. This is for data, dashboard applications. Now you have a tremendous demand on data dashboard applications. You need to create it by your own. Now, what is the advantages in our end? Real-time situations, mock interviews, question and answer sessions every day, and a sample project. These are all the things we are going to provide it. In this whole 1 hour session, 1 hour 30-minute session, I never explained, I never gave any promise, 100% you will get a job. I'm telling again, 100% you will get an interview, for sure. Because again, going back to, interview is like, subject is fine, and timing is good, you got an interview. Still you are not getting a job. What the problem is? Problem with your communication. You need to explain them. You need to explain them in the right direction. You need to clarify whatever the questions they have it. And you need to prove yourself you are the most valuable asset to the organization. Because every company, they don't keep any liabilities. Because sometimes you are asking about how you can prove. Why I need to hire you? You should have a perfect answer. Hey, this is the reason. Yes, I am the right person to your organization. Definitely I can make some return of investment, add on services to organization compared to other people. These are all the things you need to understand it. Now these positions are 100%, not 100%, 98% of these positions are all full-time positions. Full-time positions. Their salary range is a little bit less, probably like 70, 80, 90,000 US dollars. That's fine for us. But whereas in go to the full-time positions, they are all always asking about behavioral interview questions. What is your strengths? What is your weaknesses? Suppose if your boss, somebody mentioned that they are not satisfied with your work, what you are going to do? So, suppose your junior is got promoted, what is your feeling? These are all the things, these are all the questions they are going to ask. Prepare all those behavioral questions. Of course, those are all available in online, plenty of information available in online. If you want to, we will help to an extent. That's not a problem, because that's what again I'm clearly mentioning. Just attending the Venkat's classes, you are able to get 100K. I don't want to give that assurance. This is a collective task for all of us. That means my role is like 20 to 30%. Your role is remaining 70%. Your friends, your husband, your father, mother, they are taking the interviews. 100%, when you are sending a resume to me, Venkat, can you please validate the resume? Means it's not possible. First step is prepare your resume your own, and second step is you send it resume to your well-wishers, like your brother or sister, well-wishers, ask them to review the resume. Then your good friends, then send. After that, send it to me. Then I am going to review it in a business-wise. Then we need to push the resumes, because I know a lot of people with 10 versions of resumes. Finally, the resume is in a good shape. That's resume is your face, frankly speaking. If your face is good, you will get the opportunity. Your resume is good, you will get an interview. So spend some time with the resume, good quality resume, and support your resume when you are going with the interview. These are all the things is required. Now, see, we are encouraging people to get certifications, whether it may be a SAS certification or R certification or even Python or even Microsoft certification. So many certifications are there in Microsoft. So at least 1 or 2 certifications that will really help. America runs on certifications. If you have a certification, having a global recognized certification, you are one step ahead compared to other people. That's what, I'm telling you, you are not getting a job. You are one step ahead compared to other people for sure. So that's the reason certifications helps you a lot. So again, see, this is another one is like when you see this, listen this video. But what this video belongs to other thing, but really helps you a lot. When you see this interview video, are you able to hear this one? So this is okay. This is not our part. You have here. See, this is the problem. Acme Sports is the organization. They want to increase their profits. Same thing. Every company wants to increase their profits. How you want to do this? So we have so much of data is there, and we are digging into the data, and finally we want to come up with a solution. The solution is, okay, we want to close the New York store and we want to increase the online sales. Why? Because why we want to close the New York store? New York store, the first problem is parking is expensive. People are not coming with the store personally. So that means they are getting losses. Other stores are fine, but New York, excluding New York. So online stores. So put those resources. So resource allocation, where we want to put our resources more efficiently, that is also comes into the picture. These are all business. These are all business. So these type of situations, yes, definitely you will get this information. For that case, see, this is more than forecasting. It's involved everywhere, not only SaaS. Every analytics software is doing the same thing. Whether it will be R or whether it will be Python or other stuff, it doesn't matter. Everything is there itself. Why we want to go with the SAS and R and Python? R and Hadoop has direct interface. That is the reason I prefer with R. Python is picking up. Now, think about next couple of years. Python is picking up. SAS is already well proven. 95% of these Fortune 500 companies, they are using SaaS. 100% of biotechnology, pharma companies, they are using this software. Though this is, but unfortunately, why I prefer to go with R is because SaaS software is very expensive. A single user license will cost like $10,000. Too expensive. R is a open source. Open source. Even if you want to buy R software for single user license, probably like it's a matter of $999, $999. So that's one thing. Same functionality, open source, lot of things. So that is the reason these softwares are picking up. That's what I'm imagining, like after 5 years, what is going to do this. So that's the reason I'm changing my vision little bit. So that's the reason I want to go with this analytics training side. And at the same time, this is another one. This is, don't think about this SaaS side. Think about the concept behind what it is there.
Your daily activities, morning to night, are influenced by SaaS software in ways that you probably never considered. Let's follow a day in the life of a typical business person and learn how SaaS makes life better. Your local paper knows which stories and ads to include based on SaaS analysis of reader demographics in your area. The pills that lower your blood pressure spent years in testing and FDA approvals with help from SaaS before being deemed safe and effective. Using SaaS, the manufacturing process was tested and analyzed with 3D computer models before the first razor was ever produced. Your local government uses SaaS to determine which roads to repair and expand in your area. SaaS monitors and displays all aspects of your business performance with hourly updates. Your airline forecasts flight crew schedules and optimizes flight operations with SaaS. Your local bank.
So you are talking about the flight schedules optimization. That means reducing the idle time of a machine. For example, the Emirates flights reaching Hyderabad by 2:50, and the same flight is coming back to Dubai by 4:20. That means first 30 minutes is get rid of all these passengers. Next 30 minutes is cleaning the whole flight. Next 30 minutes is getting new passengers. That same crew is taking back to the flight? No. Same machine, same flight is coming back, but crew is different. So that means they want to minimize the idle time of a machine, idle time of a machine. And that's nothing but operations research, optimization problems, optimization methods. And at the same time, sequencing problem, one after another, that is required, sequencing problem. Assignment problem, suitable persons with suitable jobs, that is assignment problem. These are all comes under operations research. Nowadays, people are working with some MIS studies, management information systems. Yes, definitely, they are familiar with all these things. No?
Is SaaS to develop an efficient system for stopping ATMs. Your delivery service developed its competitive price lists using SaaS. The restaurant's supply chain is optimized with SaaS to deliver fresh ingredients exactly when they're needed. SaaS forecasts give your boss a long-term projection of the opportunities for someone with your skills and background. Because the retail display has been optimized with SaaS, the parts you need are in stock and located side by side on shelves.
Even you can see like Amazon, if you want to buy one particular product, immediately if you put in a shopping cart, then what happened? People who bought this product bought these things also. So when you are entering to the shop, you want to buy only one product. By end of you will get 10 products. Even if you go to Walmart, I'm telling you, if you want to buy only one particular product, no. If you are coming with a bunch of products, of course, we are not going to use those products later. That's different. Because they're attracting, the relationship is there itself. You need to put that type of system. Why Walmart and Kmart? Kmart filed a bankruptcy. Walmart is still number one. And Best Buy and Circuit City filed bankruptcy. There is no Circuit City now. So these are all, they are using their data. They are using their system in more efficient and profitable way. The most important one I'm telling you, profitable way. So then we will go with that,
Instantly analyzing your phone usage with SAS, the customer service rep chooses the best calling plan and saves you $15 a month. Using SAS software, grape growers determined the ideal time to pick grapes for wine.
SAS analytics. So these type of things, these type of solutions, everything we can use it in other softwares also, even less price. So of course, SAS already well proven with those things. That's the reason I'm telling you, one particular situation or one particular data, you need to take it and you can work with SAS. You can work with Python. You can work with R. Even you can work with Excel. Then if you are making those type of course it takes time for sure. It takes like 3 months of time for sure. But you will be perfectly, you will be in track and definitely you will get the opportunities. And at the same time, same type of data, you are working with the 3 months or 2 months. And tomorrow somebody asks me about, hey, what you did it. You can explain them like half an hour. You can explain what I did it with data. The data is like this. This is breaking data. I want to clean the data. I clean the data like this, etc. Everything. So you can explain them. That's what you are identifying the real problems first of all. Otherwise, what happened is bookish knowledge. Bookish knowledge is not at all helpful. There is a huge gap between industry and education. Education is here only, industry is here. So we want to jump into the industry. That means we want to get more information, more industry level standards. That is real. So our sessions are not going to eliminate the difference between industry and education. It's impossible to eliminate it. But we can reduce the gap between industry and education. So that's what, because of having with a lot of vast experience, probably like nobody is going in this world. How my experience, like 10 years working as a lecturer in Harvard Department of Mathematics and Statistics. For the last 17, 18 years, I'm in the industry. Of course, teacher having 30 years of experience is possible. A person having industry experience is possible. Having this of experience is like, I'm like a unique person in the world. So that's the reason all of my training sessions is related to that part. And keep on, we want to make you more productive and more confident to get the opportunities. If you have any information, I mean, if you need more clarification, don't hesitate. Call me. One phone call is change your attitude first. I'm telling you again, I'm requesting all of you, if you are status, no status problems, everything is status is perfectly correct. You are wasting one day. Per hour $40, 40 multiplied with 8 is $320. Per week 1,500, per month 6,000, per year 70,000. You are losing that much of money. So don't lose it. Work hard. Grab the opportunities. This is the time we want to take a right decisions. Any other questions? Now you can have any questions. Don't hesitate to talk to me. Shelby, have any questions? Sheshank, hello. Okay, if we don't have any questions, then I can wrap it up the session. Now it is 11:02. I'm already consumed 2 minutes more, so that's the reason. 10 to 11 is our schedule. If you don't have any questions, just don't hesitate. If you like this our approach, share this information to any of your friends. That should be more appreciated. Thanks very much. Yes. Okay.